Okay, so it's been a while since I've worked on any pictures, but I just started this one of a snow leopard, and it's going to be in graphite. I decided I needed a change from colored pencil. So one of the tricky things about graphite is the tooth on the paper. Sometimes you can't get the graphite far enough into the tooth, so you get like white spots. And basically, in order to help kind of prevent that, you have to use a harder lead and then work your way up to the softer leads. So what I'm doing is I'm going through with lighter leads first, and I'm getting the pigment in the tooth of the paper with the harder lead, which shows up lighter. And then as I add in the graphite with the harder lead, I'll be able to go through and put the softer lead graphite, which looks darker, over that, and that will darken up the parts of the fur that I want really dark. So here I'm blocking in the spots on the snow leopard. So in this clip, I believe I started on the background and just blocking in some of the lighter, harder leads into the background. But you can see like on the leopard how much darker those spots are now. And that's just because I went through with the harder lead going to the softer lead. And I'm basically going to do the same thing on the background. For me, I find that graphite goes faster than color pencil just because I did so much graphite artwork when I was in school. And you also, you focus more on values with graphite and not so much color, and making sure you're getting the tones and everything as close as possible. Although the nice thing with color pencil is you can tell when someone changes the pencil because it's a different color, whereas graphite, it kind of looks all the same until you start using the really soft leads, and then you can tell that it's darker. But I'm just blocking in. I went with a little bit more of a softer lead, and I'm blocking in the shadowed areas in the background so that they're a little darker than, other spots. And it's a background, so I'm not really paying like too much attention to exactly where something should be or exactly how it is. That's kind of the nice thing with graphite and backgrounds. You can really just change it and it's all going to kind of smudge together anyway. So I jumped ahead now, and this is probably, I want to say maybe 8 layers of graphite later, and I've blended it twice. And I'm just going back through and adding more shadow and trying to get more of a cohesive, gradual transition between the different values in the background. I'm sorry this seems so shaky. I'm not sure why. When I was doing this, I kind of went back and forth between hard leads and soft leads because there were parts where I noticed I didn't have enough pigment into the tooth of the paper. This is a softer lead. You can kind of see how it's a little darker than like the other lead that I was just using. The problem with softer leads is that they're hard to keep sharpened because you burn through the lead so much quicker than a hard lead. And this is a blending cloth. Normally I use a blending stump, but I figured since this was a background, I would try out the cloth. I'm going to go back and add more pigment just because I don't like how it looks yet.